Folsom Field here in Boulder, Colorado. Right now is the epicenter of college football.
Welcome to 0 to 60. Matt McChesney. I am the owner and operator of 6 Football Academy and 6 Equipment. Played at the University of Colorado since 2004. 6 years in the National Football League on both sides of the football.
That was his dream to play for Colorado.
With McChesney, grew up in Colorado, always wanted to be a Buffalo, has had a great career.
I'm Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. That is Coach Prime. We're at the University of Colorado. Brother, thank you so much. What's happening? Welcome to 0 to 60. I'm your host, Matt McChesney. We are rolling today on a nice day here in Denver, Colorado. It is damn near 90 degrees outside, man. It's really super nice outside. The tournament kicks off today officially. It's always a great Thursday. Spring break back in the day, you just post up and watch basketball for 4 straight days. So, yeah, that TV will be going right back on when we get done there. Hopefully South Florida can pull out a nice little early upset. TCU just had in themselves a hell of a bowl game with Ohio State. Nebraska got their first tournament win ever. So the tournament's rolling. Big thanks to FanDuel for all they do. Obviously, make sure you gamble responsibly if you are going to put some bread on the tourney. So we have a lot to talk about. My man Bailey's on the ones and the twos as usual. Make sure you understand Super Chats and stuff are open. Questions and concerns and everything in the comments. Obviously, if they're respectful and like articulate, we can probably take them into account. But if they're just some bullshit, we're probably gonna skip over them. Other than that, bro, yeah, we're rolling. Lots of eyes on the show. Lots of Bailey sent like 6 articles today of just shit that's old and new, and it's crazy. So, yeah. Let's fucking roll, bro. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday, man. It's a beautiful Thursday. It's a little bit hotter out here in Arizona, but it is gorgeous day today. Tournament's rolling. Unfortunately, I think South Florida's kind of getting their ass whooped right now, but Louisville, TCU got that upset this morning. You can call that an upset. That was a good game. And, man, it is a great day to have a great day. 0 to 60, the premier show for Colorado Buffaloes football coverage. If you're watching, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and become a member of the Dungeon family for only $2.99. Like Matt mentioned, super chats are open. If you'd like to ask a question, drop a super chat. We'll answer it right away. We appreciate all you guys' support. Matt, we are in the building here talking a little bit of Colorado. Kind of stuff's quiet right now, but the quarterback room is heating up, to say the least, like we talked about yesterday. Isaac Wilson doing his thing in practice, making it competitive with Julian Lewis. Can't wait to see how that quarterback battle plays out. But, Matt, one of the weapons at Julian Lewis and Isaac Wilson's disposal is Danny Scudero, transfer wide receiver from San Jose State, led the FBS in receiving, I believe, this past season. He came out and basically, people are highlighting him, including Coach Prime. Coach Prime says, quote, Danny is a game changer and a playmaker. He's built like a slot but can play any of the receiver positions. He runs every route with intention and understands leverage and spacing. His work ethic is tireless and that of a walk-on trying to make the team daily. He makes everyone around him better. Some good words for Danny Scudero there from Coach Prime. Matt, what do you take away from this?
I mean, this kid's a stud. He was an absolute stud last year. Didn't he finish second in the Blitnikoff?
Yeah.
He's a hell of a get. Has potential to be another great receiver at the University of Colorado, especially under Coach Brian Watt. this kid's a draft pick. This kid is everything you're looking for at the next level. And he can play in college. He can just play anywhere and dominate. In the NFL, he'll probably be more of a slot guy. But again, you put him in the right system. Last year, he was in a great system that fit him. He exploded. This year, he's going to be, him and the Miami of Ohio kid. I think both of them are just absolute studs. So,
hell of a player, yep.
And that doesn't even take into consideration all the other guys on the roster that we know can play, also Williams and so on and so forth. So, I really like the receiver room. That's never been a problem in Boulder, and I don't think it ever will be.
Great.
This is a veteran with big goals that this kind of veteran receiver going in to help Juju or Wilson, whichever guy ends up being the starter. You have to take into account just how nice it is to have a vet like this.
Yeah.
You throw up a 50-50 ball to this guy, and it's usually like an 80-20 ball. He's coming down with it. So he's going to be able to teach everybody so much as well with everything he knows. He's seen so much. So I really love this pickup. He's going to be one hell of a player for CU next year. I wouldn't be surprised if he leads the Big 12 in receiving.
Ooh, yeah, I'll say this. Obviously, receiver position's never really been an issue at Colorado in the Coach Prime era for sure. But I think especially going into this year, there's some weapons that I'm really excited about. You got JoJo coming back, JoJo Williams coming back with Juju. Saw him this past season briefly. You got Danny Scudero, Cam Perry, who you mentioned, Miami of Ohio transfer, who he's shifty now. He's really explosive, man. I'm really excited.
He's really good too. Both of them are just together. They're dynamic.
Oh, yeah, you got Hakeem Williams still in that room and several others. So I think, to say the least, both these quarterbacks, Juju or Isaac Wilson, throwing it out there, they got some weapons at their disposal. We showed this clip yesterday, this throw from Isaac Wilson up the sideline hitting Scudero. I thought it was a hell of a throw, hell of a catch. So I can't wait to see this receiver room in Boulder, Matt. I think there's certainly weapons at both the quarterbacks' disposal for sure. Before we move into some NFL here, I wanted to we highlighted Jackson Roper visiting Boulder yesterday. Phoenix Jenkins, product of your 6-year academy. He was pleased with his visit with Colorado over the weekend. I believe he went up there last Friday as well. Talk about Phoenix a little bit, just highlight him as a player and talk about his visit.
Phoenix is big kid from Pine Creek, just an absolute stud of a human being, worker. Pine Creek is far, bro. That is a haul, and he's a 2-3 day a weeker at the gym. He cares. He came in really heavy. We stripped a ton of weight off of him. He's sitting about 260 right now with a massive frame that needs to be built out. He needs to early enroll and eat like he's got 3 assholes and really hit the weight room for a year before he gets on the field. But I'm telling you, once he's ready physically to stand the rigors of the trench, he's going to be an absolute stud of a player at the next level. So, the developmental part for Phoenix is huge. I think he's sitting around 8 or 9 offers right now. CU's not one of them. They haven't offered him yet. I think they should, but they haven't. Oklahoma State's on him, Liberty, Bowling Green, Army, Toledo, schools like that. I could see CSU getting involved with this kid pretty heavy. I was talking to them about him the other day. Caleb Wilson is now a coach up there in Fort Collins, so that even lubricates that relationship even more. Just simple fact that he's family. Coach Wilson, that's his son. So Caleb was in Washington last year, and now he's the receiver coach up in Fort Collins. So that will just facilitate more people going to Sheetville as much as possible. We're going to go up there for a practice here and take a big group before we go up to Wyoming Junior Day at the end of the year or at the end of the month. So Phoenix will be involved with both those trips. This kid's a really good player. It's good to see CU bringing in Colorado kids. Now, like we talked about, in the verticals that we put out and everything else, now the commitment has to go, it's bigger than just inviting them to campus, actively laying out the gold carpet and making sure that they're priority and developing them and bringing them in early and early enrollment and all the things that everyone else does. That's what CU needs to do in order to get these kids to stay home.
Yeah, again, I mean, this is harping on what we talked about yesterday. We went at this at length. I mean, again, Colorado's got to prioritize their in-state recruiting. They had them up. Now they got to back it up and offer them. Oklahoma State in conference has already offered him, Eric Morris, and their new quarterback coming over from North Texas, both of them, Drew Mestamaker. They've already offered him, got in on that. So Colorado's got to take that next step here, certainly to secure in-state talent right in their backyard, especially in the trenches, Matt. The offense, defensive line, linebackers. Exactly. It's what the state of Colorado produces.
That's what we got. We got trench guys.
Yeah, exactly. Man, Matt, let's go into some college football here. So this is something that happened over the week, and I wanted to get your take on it. And here, I can't wait to hear the Colorado fans' take on this because this is interesting. Matt Leinart talked about his jersey being retired. His number 11 is retired at USC. Obviously, won the Heisman and different things. Had a lot of success at USC. And his jersey's retired. And he asked if he would ever unretire it. And this is what his response was, Matt. Take a listen to this.
USC, I got my number retired. There's been multiple times where people at USC have asked me if I would unretire my jersey for some 5-star prospect. And do you want to know what I told those guys straight up? I am never going to unretire my jersey for some random dude who, by the way, now could wear number 11 and transfer after a year. The only person that will ever wear my USC number 11 would be Cole, who's not there right now. He's at SMU, or two of my boys if they end up going to USC and playing football. That is it.
Ooh. Matt, agree or disagree, and why? What do you think?
100% agree. He's old school mentality where it still matters where you play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, that's it's so much of this era is about the player, and it should be. They're the commodity. I'm not trying to be a hater, but I still think you can do both. I still think you can value the player and the tradition and the heritage and foundation of all the great programs and blue bloods like an SC.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's disrespectful asking him to unretire his jersey for just some recruit. No offense to the recruit, but go earn the right to get your number retired. Whatever number they give you, make that number great.
Bingo.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'll tell the old 60s story again. This how it all came to fruition. All right. I'm a fucking snot-nosed freshman rookie. I go to a different middle school than all the other kids going to old Niwot High School in between Boulder and Longmont, Colorado, right there on 119, nestled in there, the smallest 4A school in the state, the Cougars, as they call them. Niwot, in its 35-year history before the big guy got there, had no Division I players, not a single one. My parents, living on the huge horse facility that we still own and live on. By the way, my mom's home and healthy and everything's great. So that kicked ass.
Good.
Everybody that sent out all the prayers and well wishes, you were a big part of this, and we really appreciate you. So big ups to Lynn McChesney, the toughest woman in the world, for overcoming open heart surgery and a broken hip and getting kicked by horses and can't keep fucking McChesney's down. So full circle. We're late as shit to the first day of football because we're cleaning horse shit and feeding fucking horses. We don't know where it is. And my dad's driving around the fucking Suburban that's a diesel that's like backfires and sounds like a shotgun's going off and shit. And we pull up like 20 minutes late and there's a huge line for all the kids lining up for jerseys, right? Lining up for numbers. And I was the last kid in line. And the only fucking jersey that was left that nobody wanted was 60. The only one. And I told myself that day at 13 years old or 14 years old, walking into Niwot High School as a freshman, I'm going to make this bitch look good. Nobody wants it. I'm about to rock this 6-0. And that's kind of my point here. Rather than just, let me adopt let me have your number and maybe you can rub some greatness off on me. Bro, take the ugliest number they have on the roster and make that motherfucker great.
Yep.
Period. That's what you got to do these days. So, that's just my feeling on it. Leinart's not wrong. I think he's fucking 100% correct. And honestly, SC, This is the people in the front office who thought this was a good idea. Bad luck. You don't need to be asking one of your Heisman Trophy winners to be like, "Hey, can we get your number so this kid can come to school here?" I mean, you don't need to do it like that. You're already SC. Like, trust me, they recruit the shit out of the room. That's Breck's already there. Mark Bowman's from Colorado. He's the number one tight end in the country. He can't play either, though. He's at SC, and the big tackle from Valor, Caden's there, and they're recruiting the shit out of Roper, and we're taking a big group out to camp this year in LA, so they don't need to necessarily appease to the ego of a 5-star that really wants 11 in order to disrespect a Heisman Trophy winner in Matt Leinart. So that's just my opinion on it.
No, well said, Matt. Let me ask you this. Do you think, and this is I don't know if it's a sensitive topic, but it's certainly one we've talked about in the past with Colorado. Do you think in college football, jersey retirement should be a thing or should not be a thing? And I bring this up because this is a take I've heard from JB and several other people where why are you retiring jerseys in college? Why not just put them on like the Ring of Honor or whatever? Are you basically saying, wouldn't you want somebody to see somebody wearing that number, 2, 11, whatever it may be? What do you think on that?
Both ways. I don't think there's a wrong answer. If you are in the mindset of, I want to retire it and no one's ever going to wear it again, I'm cool with that. Mm-hmm. I'm also cool with a situation where you panel and bring together all the guys who have retired numbers and you say, let's say, Dan Graham, all right, he wore 89 at CU, won the tight end award. What's tight end award again?
Fuck, let me look it up.
I can't remember the name of the tight end award. You walk up to DG and you go, okay, we're going to put a patch on the Mackey. We're going to put a patch on your uniform.
Yeah, I like that.
That's, 89 is Dan Graham's number. And then that somehow make the patch classy. I mean, they're putting fucking Kraft singles patches and goddamn fucking Tyson patches and shit on jerseys. I'm sure they can figure out a way to patch a jersey to honor a player.
Right. Yeah.
And if you want to go that route and honor the player through the patch, then I'm cool with that too. And maybe the player will play to a standard that sets that the number has set. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's like when you look at Penn State and the number 11.
Exactly.
It means something. That number fucking means something at Penn State. When you look at USC and the number 32.
Yeah.
That means something, you know what I'm saying? Even though one of them's a murderer, Marcus Allen and so many other great players, you feel me? But then again, before number 5, no one at SC gave a shit about number 5, and now it's immortalized.
Yeah, exactly.
No one cared about 11 at SC, and it's immortalized. So, at CU, no one cared about 19 or 12, and now both those numbers are immortalized.
Number 2 at Michigan, there you go.
Exactly. Number 2 at Michigan. Well, number 2, even at CU, number 2 at CU was already immortalized, and you've got multiple players that have worn it that are great.
Exactly.
From Deion Figures to JJ Flanagan to Shedeur Sanders to so many others. Like John Minardi wore number 2, if I remember correctly. So, and he was. I think about that 01 team and. We talked about this a little bit last week. I saw Jay Sean at the Under Armour All-American thing in Phoenix that Nick got invited to, went down there and kicked ass. But, Jay Sean broke his neck and got hurt, and I thought he was our best defensive player by far. Minardi was they were both captains. Minardi got hurt, tore his ACL in the second game of the season and missed the entire season. That's like you lose 2 seniors off that team. Imagine if you inject both of those 2 in. We were watching some film the other day in the lab at 6-0 and just on YouTube, and there's all these like old CU games, like full game copies that just pop up. I don't know where this shit comes from, but it's pretty cool. And going on, and the kids are like, man, let's watch we're watching through 62-36, and fucking I'm out there all slam running around and shit at defensive end making plays and shit. It's pretty cool. But they're like, I got to sit there and talk to them about the BCS and the way they used to rank teams and the way they used to decide who played for the Natty and We had the debate of, do I think we should have played for the 01 national title? And I think CU should have played for that. Or Oregon, because they beat our ass in the Fiesta Bowl. But one of the two, either Joey Harrington's Oregon team gets to go play or we get to go play. And if the playoff would have happened that year, like Oregon would have played Miami, we would have played Nebraska again for a chance to go in a 14 playoff. So, like, do I think we would have beat the 01 Hurricanes? No, I'm not going to sit here and say that's going to happen. That'd be fucking nuts of me to say. But I guarantee you we give them a better run than Nebraska did that day.
Yeah.
So it's just that's again the importance of history and tradition in college football, in football in general. The NFL is a massive business, and they rely on tradition and history and rivalry more than any league.
Facts.
That's why it's such a great league, even though it sucks sometimes, more times than not these days. It's still fucking phenomenal. It could be. The NFL's like, it's like pizza and pussy. Even if it's bad, it's still pretty fucking good.
Yeah. Well said. That's pretty well said, Matt. Look, going back to Leonard, I love Leonard coming out and saying that. I mean, he's certainly it's getting a lot of heat from both sides, but I'm on your side, Matt. I'm glad that he came out and said that. He basically said only his kids would be able to wear it, and I ain't got no problem with that. I don't really have a side on it. I mean, it's kind of school by school as well. Like you mentioned, some schools elect to retire it. Some schools will elect to continue that tradition on, like 2 at Michigan, 11 at Penn State, etc. So just go ahead.
Hugh Charles wore number 2. That's another great one. Yeah. Didn't I think Brian Calhoun wore number 2 too before he transferred to Wisconsin. God, BC was mean, dude. That guy, that son of a bitch could play. But I think that the jersey retirement thing too needs to be ultra special. It's not just for anybody. Like even if you look in Folsom, again, I'm going to reiterate the west side of the stadium, all those names are unanimous All-Americans. That's the way you get on that wall over there. Okay. On the other side of the stadium I'm pretty sure there's Romig, Rashawn, and Whizzer White. Those are the only 3, and then Travis and Shador. And Travis should be on there, and Shador shouldn't, and that's just the way it was. That's the way it is. So
I don't disagree either, Matt. That's just the nature of the beast. Prime sectionals might have another.
We've talked about that so many times.
We beat that horse
not
to
breaking
death.
News or anything. Matt McChesney says, we said that like a year ago. Give me a break.
We beat that horse to death
this happened a year ago at the spring game, and I heard some crazy conspiracy theories on why it happened at the spring game and all that crazy shit too. Like why didn't he want to do it at a regular season game and with the whole family there and honor him without Travis and make it separate, yada yada yada. And I'm just sitting there listening to it like, dude, people got a lot of time on their hands, but you're kind of making a little bit of sense too. So
that's a good point. I haven't even thought of that perspective.
Just keep going. I'm not going anywhere. I got to shut the window.
No worries. Look, the Colorado jersey retirement thing, we beat to death. I agree with Matt. Shador shouldn't be up there. Travis should. Although I'm not trying to discount what Shador did at Colorado. I mean, he definitely
was fantastic.
Yeah.
But so was Cordell Stewart and Darian Hagan and Joel Klatt and Bobby Pesavino and John Hessler and Coy Detmer and, so many other Sal Alessi.
Yeah.
Sal Alessi's name's not on the stadium. Sal Alessi.
Yeah, but
there's been a ton of guys that have come in and done great things at CU. That's my thing. I'm not going to get into that again.
Yeah, I agree, Matt. Let's move on to the NFL. Let's talk about something I know you love is referees. So, Matt, we might be doing it again. The NFL is laying groundwork for hiring replacement officials this season if the league is unable to agree on a new collective bargaining agreement with the NFL Referees Association. I don't know who I saw, but I saw the head of the NFL Referees Association basically come out and comment like, really, this again? Like, they did this in 2012. I don't know if you guys remember. There was a Seahawks-Packers game on Monday night where Russell Wilson threw a Hail Mary, Golden Tate. God, I'm blanking on who the DB was for the Packers. Kind of caught it at the same time. They ended up giving it to Seattle, but one ref raised touchdown. The other one said incomplete. It was a whole thing here. And it might be happening again, Matt. 12 years later, it might be happening again. Replacement referees is a real possibility here. I know how much you love referees. What do you think of this?
They're all replacement referees. even the full-time ones are half part-time ones. So I just look, the refs at this point, if they can't figure out a way to collectively bargain for full-time refs, which they're not going to, and they do this shit on purpose, man. Everyone knows why they do this. So they have plausible deniability, and they can just blame it on the fucking refs, and everybody can say it's because they're part-time, and it's just the NFL, for everything that they spend money on. The one thing that would actually help the integrity of the game, especially in the era of FanDuel and DraftKings and
gambling,
Bet365 and all these other fucking betting sites. In the era of sports betting, I need the integrity to be through the roof here, and it's constantly being questioned because the refs are so awful. So they're not just awful; they're complicit in it, and they sway games. And you can have a game in the middle of the season on a Monday night where there's 27 or 30 penalties. And then you'll get into the playoffs and they don't call one fucking penalty in the whole game. And the games are fantastic. Why can't every game fucking be like that?
Yeah.
They just call penalties to call penalties. And it fucks with people's pocketbooks. It fucks with people's money in the NFL. It gets coaches fired. It gets players benched. And there's no recourse or response to the fucking refs. They can just do whatever they want, however they want, whenever they want, because they are part-time employees. And fucking, the fucking comb over Larry over here is going to go back to his job as a goddamn divorce attorney over here fucking people out of their money in that regard. And then he gets to go out on Sundays and throw a couple flags around the fucking room and be like, oh, look, comb over Larry's on the fucking TV. We might as well go get a divorce with this asshole. So I think that it's a disaster and a joke, and I can't believe we're still having this fucking conversation and problem. And then I sit back and remember that this is the National Football League, and they do this shit on purpose. They fucking do this on purpose. They don't want to fix this problem. They don't want to fix it, bro. They don't. They don't want to fix problems like this. They want this problem to keep being talked about. It's like the American political system. We're just going to reframe it and fucking argue about the same shit we were arguing about 40 fucking years ago. This is another example of the wool over the eyes, and everybody will act like it's going to change. And even like what I'm doing, the grr, everyone's going to grr about it, and then it'll go away because we can't change shit, and they're not going to.
That's true. I think one of your biggest point I'd take away is the gambling part, especially in this day and age where everything is nitpicked, man. How are they not vetting these officials? First off, why are they not full-time officials? Why are we still doing I thought we learned our lesson here 12 years ago. It was a complete shit show when they had the replacement refs 12 years ago. Now they're just, oh God, we're going back to this shit again.
But again, though, bro, you can't sit here and tell me that they don't ref the games differently. It's just like in the NBA, they ref the games differently. It's every game should be refereed the same. If you're going to nitpick the rules and destroy the game with penalties, then every game needs to be called like that. Because that's what you're telling us, that these guys are playing the game wrong and they're playing illegally, and we've got to throw 30 fucking penalty flags to prove to the players that who's in charge, okay? Because that's what it is. It's like an overzealous fucking Karen that can't stop yelling at some poor fuck in the parking lot at Safeway because he parked wrong or something, and she's just fucking laying into his ass because she can. It's because she's got a phone and she's going to yell and everyone's going to know that she's got a fucking problem, right? Mm-hmm. Some fucking liberal asshole that's just screaming his face off while the conservative guy's in the corner fucking recording her, recording him while everybody's just in a big recording jerk-off session, okay? And nothing ever gets accomplished because one's bitching at the other one while one's recording the other one, and it just turns into a big shit show of like who can outduel the other one as we talk about nothing and don't solve any problems. So this circle jerk of referees and how they manage games and how they call one game to another and how fantastic the playoffs were officiated. I mean, I went to the divisional game and the AFC title game with Bree, and there was maybe 4 penalties in both games. But we went to other games during the season. On my birthday against the Raiders, there were like 30 fucking penalties in one game, dog. They couldn't stop throwing flags. So it's not the players aren't changing the way they play. The fucking league just gets a burr in their ass, and Goodell picks up the phone and goes, John Runyon, the dirtiest fucking player in NFL history, maybe,
John
now
Runyon,
in charge of the fine system for people that are being dirty, which is incredibly insane to me.
ironic.
Make sure that they throw as many fucking flags as possible this weekend. We need to sway the betting numbers. Or last week we got killed in Vegas, and this week we need to make up for it. So make sure they throw lots of flags to keep the numbers down. We can't have anybody going over this week. Everything's got to hit the unders. So make sure we throw as many fucking penalty flags as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And here's the problem, Matt. They're not going to change it. They're not going to change it until a major outcome of a game is swayed, right, because of this. It's exactly what happened 12 years ago with the Seattle game. And then after that Monday night, they said, fuck that. They figured it out the next morning. So I'm sitting here like, are they just is this really foreshadowing? We're going to go into the season, which, by the way, starts on a Wednesday, Matt, for some reason.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think that he's absolutely ridiculous for sending people to Iran and starting another war. I think it's pretty fucking dumb. But you should just assume that you know where I sit.
Yeah.
Again, I'm in the middle.
Yeah.
I think the conservative religious side is absolutely insane. And I think the liberal, crazy, I don't know if I'm a girl or a guy, chop my dick off side is equally as nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Psychos.
Yeah,
you're all fucking crazy.
All complicit. Exactly.
One side believes Santa Claus is going to save you when you die. The other side doesn't know if they're a girl or a guy. That's like a rhyme. You feel that? Ding, boom. Move on.
You are hilarious. All right. You crack me up, Matt. On the other side, we're going to talk about the Cleveland Browns are just trying to bend the rules again, Matt. They're proposing a new rule that I can't wait to get your reaction to. There's a lot of, I don't know what to call it, Matt, feminine, a lot of different things going on in college baseball, college football that we got to react to as well. Some funny shit on the other side here. So if you guys are watching, go ahead and pound that like button, subscribe, become a member of the Dungeon Family 0 to 60, the premier show for Colorado Buffaloes football coverage. We will see you guys in 2 minutes, folks. Peace.
Whether it's offensive linemen as they work combos and double teams and also pass pro and punch, I think the unique physicality of this is outstanding. So much so that you can use it for your shield on punt team or as you rush in the shield. There's so many different ways that we're using it. We get better a little bit every single day, and I just wanted to say thank you because I hadn't ever thought of this, and when I saw it, it made total sense, and we're doing a great job with it. So thank you, man. Go Big Red. What this has done for us is it's allowed us to, because of the surface area, because of its firm nature, I can still strike against another player and have to use that punch just like you do on a sled. At the same time, have to time my punch because it could move. I can teach defensive linemen how to handle double teams because they can feel pressure. We can simulate contact in a safe environment in non-contact times because of this unique bag.
Welcome down here to the Lab 60 Football Academy, 60 Strength and Fitness. I am your owner and operator, Matt McChesney. I just wanted to let everybody know that 60 is now on Cameo. You can go on Cameo and request any tips for training, any offensive line, defensive line tips, recruiting tips. I get so many inquiries in my inbox on a daily basis about tips and can you look at my film and can you do this? Can you break down something for me? I'd love to. All right? It's like the Joker said, my man, right here. If you're good at something, never do it for free. So Cameo is now your bridge to 60 Football Academy. Go in, request what you want, tips, suggestions, recruiting, film, and we will make sure that you get the absolute best from the best. So check out 60 on Cameo at 60 Academy. Cameo, 60 Academy. Cameo, 60 Academy.
And we're back. If you guys are watching, go ahead and pound that like button, subscribe, become a member. Tomorrow, we will be doing Matt's top 10 all-time sports movies, and I can't wait to get Matt's reaction to that.
Not just football. Just football movies.
Oh, just football movies. Okay,
just football
so
movies. Yeah.
just football movies. We'll be doing that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Can't wait to break that down. We'll do some. I mean, it's off season. We're gonna do a lot of different fun stuff this off season. Kind of.
Well, we got to fill the time somehow. It's spring break and
exactly.
all the guys. I'm pretty sure that they split. I'm assuming this because they're not practicing this week. They split spring ball, so they go 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, something like that, and then they come back and have 2.5 more weeks. So personally, bro, we did that a couple of times when I was there. I didn't mind it. It keeps everybody focused. You know, it's nice to have we're done with spring ball and we can go on spring break thing, but this keeps guys from like going and walling out on spring break too. Like, this is more, I like the business side of this. Like, let's focus on what's important. We're not trying to go to a party at Daytona Beach. We're trying to we're trying to earn that. You feel me? So
Exactly.
I don't know, man. I personally am very excited about the way that they're doing things. I love what Coach Marion's doing. I'm just the lack of developmental, the lack of development for Juju and the quarterbacks last year, and Coach Prime being sick and not having. Even when I went to the camp in the summer, and you didn't really know who was in charge, and Marion being there now is Coach Prime's right hand on offense, and they work great together. And he's either going to be the next head coach at CU when Coach Prime retires, hopefully in like 10 years after they win a couple of national titles, or he'll be a head coach somewhere else quick, because he's about as good as they get from an offensive mind. He relates to the guys really well. He can recruit. I know, look, I'm really hard on him about Colorado recruiting, and I'm never really going to get off of this, ever. It's what I do for a living, and I know my guys can play, and I'm from Colorado, and I think we are really good. And Big Oliver Miller was back in there this morning, and he's at Kansas State, and like I'm watching him pass set, and I'm like, God damn, this son bitch would look good in black and gold. And I look at like what could be and what is, and I think that those guys should be in Boulder. And I'm never going to get off this hill. I'm never going to stop fighting for it. And I don't really care if it pisses people off. What are we talking about? And then, the other things that I care about, the fight song and tradition and shit, it is what it is. I'm also not going to relinquish that. I'm not going to sit here and act like I need to change my stance in order to get along, to go along. So look, the University of Colorado is a special place. I think they have a lot of potential. I like what they're doing. I don't have a problem with Coach Prime coming out and saying it's the best staff he's ever had. What do you want the guy to say? But I also like the fact that there's a lot of young blood and guys getting opportunities to prove themselves, not only on the field with the players, but in the coaching staff. There's a lot of young coaches getting the opportunity to prove themselves, bro, and that's big time. That's awesome. So not only are you getting a loyal soldier in the coaching staff, if it works out, to Coach Prime and the way he's doing things, but you get and develop another young, great coach. And that's, the future of coaching is young coaches. So Pat Schumer didn't even have a Twitter account. It's I know it sounds dumb, but it is extremely up with the times. You know what I'm saying? Especially
in recruiting, that matters.
Yes, dog. It really, really, really matters. So, yeah, spring break and shit. We don't have a ton to talk about, but we can always come up with something. CU is such a lightning rod with literally everything they do. I mean, the stop thing, him saying what he said,
that blew up yesterday. It exploded.
So, and it's his opinion. So
That's exactly.
He was in the meeting room, not me. I'm just reacting to what the kid said.
Exactly, and he just said his piece. Exactly, we react. Going back to the spring ball thing, them splitting it up. I think it's great personally because it's. I think you said it best. It keeps them focused. Think about it. If you had a spring ball period and then it ends and then you're just on spring break and you ain't got nothing to worry about, you're probably gonna go a little bit more crazy than if you have a week.
We're gonna wall out a little bit harder, yeah.
Yeah, then you have a week off where you're like, shit, I'm on spring break, but in my back of my head, I'm like, all right, I got practice next week. I gotta go crack a motherfucker next week.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's I might go home for a day or two this week, but I'm not like you're not at break.
Yeah,
it's just everybody just took a week off and we're going back to practice. So get your mind and your body healthy and let's go back to work. And I dig that. Because it's more business-like than just the light at the end of the tunnel is just get through spring ball so we can go on spring break. Look, back in the day, college football players weren't regular students, but it was different. You still had to go to class. Now everything's online. Like now, college football players are not – you can't do the same shit regular people are doing, bro.
Oh, God.
The social media and everybody recording everything, and you don't want to be the guy that's out on Lake Havasu fucking on a fucking party boat, with in a banana hammock fucking hammering, beer bongs. That's not a good look, especially when you got practice coming up. So it's kind of forced guys to be more incognito with their party habits and shit, and that's probably a good thing.
Probably for the best,
but
yeah.
But also, it's earn that shit. You want to go party and you want to fucking enjoy it, earn it. Let's have a good rest of spring. And then, then you get, I think they have like a month off before they have to go back for the summer. So we'll see what happens in the spring game, man. I'm sure that it'll be, the spring games are what they are. I'd much rather than be playing Syracuse or something. That'd be cool.
Hopefully in the future. I mean, we've been pushing the joint spring game for a couple of years. Coach Brian came out last year and talked about it. I would love to see that. The one thing my coach has always said is, I mean, you always got eyes on you. There's always a camera on you, and especially in this social media era, I mean, that's just the nature of it. So you got to watch your six and not be a slapdick. Shout out to Toledo Drew donating $10.99 or not $9.99. He said finally caught a live show. What up, Matt? Shout out to Banana Hammocks. So appreciate all the support. Super chats are open if you'd like to donate to the show. We appreciate any and all donations. Matt, let's talk about the Cleveland Browns now here. So this is interesting. I can't wait to see what you think. The Browns submitted a rule that would allow teams to trade draft picks 5 years out instead of 3. So I think this could be nothing or it could be something here. Because how are you gonna know what? Like, you don't even know what the fucking draft class is like in 5 years from now, let alone 3. That's kind of my takeaway from it. But I'm not entirely opposed to this. But I think there's two sides to it here. What do you think about this?
So they're saying that it's cut down to you can only trade up to 3 years.
No, so right now it's 3, and they want to push
it to 5 now. Mm-hmm. I don't have a problem with it. It'll just allow shitty GMs to get fucking played harder. Howie Roseman loves this fucking deal. He's like, fuck yeah. Sean McVay can't wait to trade those fucking first round picks.
Yeah, less need in LA, less need.
So yeah, I don't have a problem with this at all. So just look, draft picks. I'm not going to say draft picks are overrated, but they need to be more looked at, in my opinion, as assets instead of commodities. Like, a commodity is something that, like, I can't not have it. We got to do what we got to do to get this player as a commodity. An asset is expendable, and if we package enough assets together, it can become a commodity in the draft room. So the more picks you have, the better. The higher your pick grade, assuming you get the right player, the better. If you trade up and draft Paxton Lynch, well, you're fucked. If you trade up and draft Kyler Murray, you're fucked. But if you trade up and get Caleb Williams, you could turn your franchise around and then move to Indiana. So it all comes back to who you draft. But accumulation of good football players is what you need to use draft picks for. I love the way the Rams do things. Fuck them draft picks. We want good players. We want good players, and we're going to use draft capital to maximize the roster and get good players. And that's why they're always good. And then and then also on top of that, Les Snead just identifies Puka Nacua in the 5th round and shit, and gets guys that are just like, you're like, oh my God, this kid's the best player in the fucking league. And they got him in the 5th round. And that's just crazy. So they're the kings of finding diamonds in the rough. And they've kind of set the tone for the rest of the NFL to kind of try and cheat that system and figure out how he does it so you can copy it. I mean, the NFL is the number one copycat league in the fucking world. You know, like you could say the NBA is a copycat league, but that's a freak show league. People can't copy what Wemby does. You can't copy what Jokic does. You can't copy what fucking, Luka's doing. You can't copy that shit. You just watch it and you're like, fuck, Luka's got the ball. We're fucked. So, I don't have a problem with this at all, as I give a very long, elaborate answer to a very simple question, but it's bad for shitty general managers that will get their team in trouble because they're overreaching, right? It's good for good general managers that will use it as a weapon to accumulate more talent.
Like Les Snead, who we will talk about in a sec with the Rams. I just want to give an update on March Madness. People in the chat are talking, and yeah, Duke is down 11 to Siena in the first half here.
Nice.
Number 1 Duke down at number 16 Siena by 11 going into half here. South Florida made a little bit of a comeback on Louisville, but it looks like Louisville is going to hold on and take care of business. High Point, Wisconsin it's going down to the wire here. Wisconsin's up 1 currently here. We'll see how that plays out. Just wanted to give
Duke
a quick
is
update.
down by 11 at halftime.
Duke is down 11 right now against Siena, headed into the half, damn near.
That's pretty funny.
Vandy is down 10 to McNeese right now, early in the first half here, so that's something to watch.
I picked that game. God damn it! I did. I picked McNeese.
Oh man, Vandy, you better not choke off that game. I think they can make a run if they can get out of this first. It is kind of a shitty matchup for them. McNeese has got a little bit of talent there. I don't know, but Vandy down 8 right now. Duke down 11. And Wisconsin High Point is coming down to the wire, to say the least. Matt, you brought up the Rams, though. We talked about Les Snead. They were reportedly interested in A.J. Brown, but they got scared off by medical research they obtained, which led them to break off the trade talks. This is from Mike Florio. Quote, they got scared by some of the, as I'm told, preliminary medical research. They decided too much of an investment. I saw Julian Edelman post something about an hour and a half ago, basically something about A.J. Brown, kind of hinting at the Patriots that they may be interested in A.J. Brown. So stay tuned for that. But where are you at with all this? Do you think A.J. Brown gets traded? I would have loved to see him on the Rams. That would have been him and Stafford. Boy, god damn. But where are you at with the A.J. Brown situation in Philly?
I guess the question is A.J. Brown really a diva? Or is he just a weirdo? Was he disgruntled in Tennessee? I can't remember. You were there.
No, they traded him.
And Vrabel was pissed, huh?
Yeah, that was a front office thing, and then it just all
the front office is just like, fuck this team. We just made the AFC title game. Blow it up.
Yeah, exactly, Matt. I mean, their front office.
Fire the coach. Get rid of Derrick Henry and trade fucking A.J. Brown and fuck.
Yeah, GM and president isn't even there no more, so that should tell you.
Fire everyone. That's a very Oiler thing to do in Tennessee. Look, man. Personally, I think A.J. Brown's past his prime. I mean, he's good. He's big. He's got popcorn muscles. He's DJ Metcalf. He'll break a couple he'll break a couple big runs. He'll take a slant 80 yards every now and then, but he'll also drop the ball at the most important time, and his emotions will get the better of him on the sideline. and it will play and bleed into the game and cost you victories the same way it did when the Eagles lost in the fucking playoffs. They were losing while he was dropping the ball. He had like 4 drops in the Niner game. So I think that A.J. Brown's a really good player. If he goes somewhere, he'll be good for about 1.5 or 2 years, and then he'll start getting disgruntled and fall off, and knee will get hurt. And he's a product of overinflated, easy routes, can't put your hands on anybody, and he just happens to be the size of a tank. So, of course, he's going to get a lot of targets and catches. I mean, if this guy can't get open, the NFL's got to change their rules again.
Where do you think he ends up? Do you think Philly trades him? They hold on to him?
I think he ends up in Philadelphia.
Damn. I think there is way too much smoke around this fire. I'd be shocked if he's a Philadelphia Eagle come week 1. I think it's the Patriots. I think you need to watch the Rams still, despite this. God, what would be a good fit for him? Oh, man. I mean, there's several teams I could throw. The Giants, he put him with Neighbors, Jackson Dart. That's something that some team that I saw rumored this offseason that would be interested in him. But that's again, that would Philly would be kind of stupid to do that though in division. But
Philly would be ridiculous to trade him in division.
Yeah, I agree. That said, I don't think he's a Philadelphia Eagle come week 1. I think he's got a lot of frustrations with Sirianni, with Jalen Hurts, different things. I think he's ready to get out of there. I
guess the question is Jalen Hurts the problem or is A.J. Brown the problem? You put A.J. Brown with Drake May. Is he a 100-catch guy and the best receiver in football, or is he just A.J. Brown?
Well, I think he's the best receiver on that team. He definitely would become Drake's.
Well, I'm not saying he won't be the best receiver on the team.
But you're saying, yeah,
obviously. But I'm saying, will it elevate him to be some elite, game changer that maybe he's just not anymore?
Well, if he goes there, I think Josh McDaniels would have no choice but to make him a focal point. I always felt as though the Patriots needed a bigger outside guy at receiver like A.J. Brown. They had Stephon, the kid Butte, and different things. My guy, Efton Chisholm, that I played with and played against in high school, my guy, they have him in that room too as well. But I think they could use somebody like A.J. Brown in that room, especially to help take some pressure off Drake May, give him a safety blanket. He's got 2 tight ends that I think are pretty decent.
We'll see.
Decent running backs, but I think he's gone. Matt, sign over, react to some funny shit before we get out of here. If you guys are watching, pound that like button, subscribe, become a member of the Dungeon family today. Matt, what's up with Texas A&M baseball? Have you seen this? What's up with this shit?
I do not. Ooh.
What's up with this?
Baseball, dog.
So there's a lot of instances of this going around.
Bro, it's some weird bro shit. I don't know. This generation's fucking weird, dog.
Is that bro?
Generation's weird, bro.
That's one way to describe it. That's bro. You got this. This isn't the only instance, Matt. So you got that.
Yeah, he grabs the back of his neck, and the other guy grabs the back of his knees. Like they definitely have done that before with no barrier. What's that? What's this?
You got Texas baseball. They're kissing on the lips there. So
shut the fuck up, dude.
You're seeing it.
What the fuck? Why are these two kissing each other in the dugout?
Okay, so you got that in college baseball.
Fuck up. That's not real. That's AI.
Oh no, it's no, Matt. No,
shut the fuck up. So A&M is simulating sodomy while Texas is making out with each other.
Yes,
that's pretty standard. That's pretty fucking standard to the way the world works now. But what the fuck is happening, bro?
I showed all of this to Coach.
Oh, and I know Matt fucking is a piece of shit. Because he doesn't want the fucking people in the dugout tonguing each other down and fucking each other on the sideline. Sorry that in the space between home plate and first base, I don't need to see acts of sodomy from the Texas A&M Aggies, and then I don't need to see fucking Jim Bob and Bob Joe from fucking old Texas, the Longhorns. Okay, I don't need to see them lock horns and fucking make out with each other after a nice strikeout. What is happening? What the fuck? It's just
This
is what it is,
shit,
dog.
man, is taking
It's,
over.
it's what it is. It's what it is. In the name of Robert Downey Jr. and Tropic Thunder, it's 2026. Everybody's gay some of the time.
Yeah, this is feminine to say the least. That's all I can really say on it.
So terrible.
I mean, I saw
Where
this
do you
over the
find this
weekend. I'm
shit?
like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I
Where
showed
the
it to
fuck did
JB.
you find that?
Dog, Twitter. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I got tagged in that saying, "Show this to JB. Show this to JB." So we did that on Monday, and holy shit, that was unbelievable.
I'm sure he fucking reacted the way that I think he did.
That wasn't the only thing he reacted to. There's also a South Florida player in a crop top that he reacted to. Very interesting outfit.
Well, isn't he just after practice answering questions?
Yeah. Then you got this USC recruit who I guess he has some sort of connection. I think he knows the dad or somebody of that. You got this USC recruit. I mean, this is what it is, man. I mean, shoot. You got a question from Trav. Shout out to Trav for the donation here.
What's up, Trav?
Oh, here we go. You'll love this question. He says, Matt, who is making Jets decisions? Last year, $30 million guaranteed to Fields, now bringing back Geno. Who is making the decisions, man? Is it Eric Glenn? Is it Mogi, the GM, who's been making all kinds of moves since he got there last year? Whoa.
The devil.
Who is making those Jets decisions?
The devil.
Okay.
The devil.
Perfect.
When Joe Namath sold the soul of the team to them in 1969, the devil makes decisions for the Jets. Nah, dog. Look, Woody Johnson is a terrible owner, an awful human being. Good for him. He owns the Jets. When I was there, I don't remember. Look, I understand the Jets have always been disappointing, but there was a great nucleus of good players, and it was always kind of like, yeah, we were disappointing at times, but it wasn't just a constant shit show.
Right.
I made the playoffs when I was there. Like, it's not this. They haven't made the playoffs since 2010. It's a huge drought. So I don't know what the answer is in New York, man. I don't know who's really making the decisions. Aaron Glenn's asleep at the combine and shit. Like, it's bad. So the Jets have got a huge identity problem. First thing they need to do, and I understand this is, some people don't understand why I think this is such a big deal, but how you look means something. Like the Redskins trying to go back, the Commanders trying to go back to the more traditional Redskins look without like the Redskins logo. Why don't they just put the logo up with an R in the middle of it? Like, just get a little bit more creative than the fucking stupid Commanders. It matters how you look. You look like a Walmart greeter. Your uniforms are terrible. The Jets uniforms, going back to that look that was in the 80s when they were just a fucking joke of a franchise. Like, with the exception of maybe 2 or 3 years with Kenny O'Brien when they made the AFC title game in 85 or 80, maybe 83 when Miami went to played San Francisco. Like, that uniform is synonymous with losing. So it's just, it means something how you look. And the entire franchise needs a total facelift. I can't believe they brought Geno Smith back. I can't believe that as a Jets alum and fan, I have to fucking watch that clown play next year. Fuck, man. I didn't think
come on, baby. Come on, Geno.
I didn't think it could get any worse. I didn't think there was a fucking shot in hell that it could get any fucking worse. And I would have to watch worse play and worse leadership than this year and the year before that and the year before that and the year before that and the year before that. I miss Ryan Fitzpatrick. Can he come back and play? Fuck. So I don't know, man. I don't know if they're just going to draft the quarterback number 2 just to draft a quarterback, but probably not. So there's a part of me that's like they're going to suck and then get Arch Manning. But if I'm the Mannings, I don't let Arch play for the Jets, dog. There's no fucking way in hell I'm letting that happen. No way. Eli was like, I'm not playing for the fucking Chargers. Blow me.
It's going to happen again, man.
It's going to happen with Arch, dude. Come on. So we're fucked, dog. Like, the Jets we're fucked.
Man, I'm excited to watch Geno play for the Jets. I'm going to be positive on this.
Fucking Trench. Fuck you.
I am going to be positive. Look, I'm not. I don't know why they traded Jermaine Johnson. That was the biggest thing that surprised me. But I do like the additions they've gotten around who they got out of that trade with Devondre Sweat. They got a couple guys on the edge. I think their defense will be improved. The offense, look, I think if you put – this is a hot take, but if you put Sam Darnold on that team, Raiders team, I think he would struggle too. Now, to take them to the Jets, I'm not so sure. Now, Trav also sent a $10 donation. We appreciate you, Trav. And if anybody else got a super chat question for you out of
Yeah,
here,
man. Get in here. We can answer some questions
before we get out of here. Trav says FCS Staub will regret his comments years from now when he matures. They gave him a chance, and he shit the bed in Houston. He went 0 for 2 with 2 picks in his last game. One of the most laughable stats ever. My response to that is, dog, he was a third-string quarterback. Like, I don't want to – they just kind of threw him out there. I mean, what do you – I don't agree with this comment at all. I don't know. But shout out to Trav for the donation.
I think he answered a question.
Honestly.
Without really thinking about it, just honestly. And it wasn't – I don't think there was any, like, ill will behind it. He's just the way he is getting coached at Tennessee is much different than the way he got coached under Pat Schumer and that regime last year and the year before that, and the instability and so on and so forth. So he's been there since the beginning. He's got an opinion, and I don't think he's going to regret it because there's no – I don't see Staub going back to Boulder and reuniting with all of his homeboys he played with and being on the sideline and giving a shit and singing the fight song with the team and taking his family to games and reliving his time at CU the way he should. So he's not going to regret it because there is no foundation to regret. You can only regret your time somewhere if you really cared about it and something bad happened. It's his mercenary ball, bro. These kids aren't going to regret anything other than, did I get enough playing time or not? They don't give a shit about feelings, and if this rubs somebody the wrong way, he may never come back to Boulder again. Like, you got to understand what college football is now. I'm not saying your opinion's wrong; it's your opinion, but that's mine.
I don't disagree with what you said there, Matt. I look at it like this. I mean, he stops going from being coached under Coach Prime 2 years, or was he the 3? Damn near 2-3 years. He goes to Tennessee, coached by Josh Heupel, who's a quarterback. He's in a quarterback-friendly system. There places a lot of emphasis on that. Brennan Marion wasn't there this past year, 2 years. Ryan was there. I would be curious. My response to that is, would Ryan's answer be different if he had been there this year with Brennan Marion? That's the key to that question, because it's I'm saying,
like, I'm sure it would be different because Marion is coaching his ass off.
My point, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think they really had that guy. They talked about bringing Byron Leftwich in and different people that never really came to fruition. So look, I just think he answered a question honestly. I don't think he really thought about necessarily the repercussions of saying that, because anytime you say anything like that, I mean, shit, with Colorado, they're going to run it and spin with it and et cetera. But like I said when he said those comments yesterday, that's why you hired Brendan Marion. Pretty point-blank simple to me. But, Matt, anything else on that before we move on here?
No.
Well, folks, great show here on this fine Thursday, beautiful Thursday. If you guys are watching, pound the like button, subscribe, become a member of the Dungeon family today for only $2.99. We will be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 12 p.m. Pacific. Talking all things Colorado Buffaloes football news here as they get back to spring ball here starting next week. We'll react to any news, Denver Broncos news, NFL news, and as always, we'll react to some funny shit as well. Giving a brief update on the tournament before we get out of here. Let's go ahead and check it out. Duke is down 11 to Siena at halftime here. That's
let's go Siena.
Yeah, exactly. McNeese is down 5 to Vandy. Vandy ended up coming back and is up 38-33 headed into the half here. About a minute left in that half. North Dakota State, Michigan State kickoff here soon. Hawaii and Arkansas tip-off here, I should say. Football head. Tip-off soon as well. And, it's going to be a great day of NCAA tournament basketball here. I'll have all the TVs on here watching, as I'm sure Matt will as well. But, Matt, any closing thoughts before we get out of here on this fine Thursday?
Nope. We'll be back tomorrow at 1. Have a good day.
Have a good day, folks. Pound the like button, subscribe, become a member of the Dungeon Family. 0 to 60, the premier show for Colorado Buffaloes football coverage. We'll see you tomorrow, folks. Peace.
Welcome everyone to Folsom Field here in Boulder, Colorado. Right now is the epicenter